Calamity. I think we're live. We must be. Yeah, we must be live. I can see myself, so that is a spectacle. Hey everybody. Yeah, it's Will of DAGames. You know me very well. Or should by now. Obviously there's probably some new people here too who haven't been here ever. So this isn't a normal stream that we would usually do. This isn't something we'd normally, I don't know, put our time into. Usually we're just like working endlessly and doing a lot of videos, sorting out our back-end personal lives and all that stuff. I hope that at least recently we've been okay. We've uploaded 3 videos and today a stream, so I mean we've been doing pretty well so far, I believe. I think we're doing really well. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to sit and chill for a bit, touch base with everyone. I put out a link on Twitter. I also shoved the link in, oh. Didn't press enter. Shoved a link in my Discord. Yeah. Yeah, so recently it's been a little bit of fun recording videos. I'm doing fine, yeah, I'm doing great. Just really wanted to touch base with you all. Because, you know, it's been a while since we've done that. I feel like it's necessary to sort of learn my audience, I guess. Learn you guys. Because I could sit endlessly making all sorts of different content. Well, content is it's a vague word. Something out there for the world, I guess. We're spending so much time on that, and we sometimes get lost in translation online. I think the biggest crux there is, you know, things like social media. And sometimes we even let our personal lives get in the way of it. And I know that that's the same for you guys too, I believe. But recently I've been stepping away, focusing more on videos and just learning myself. Yeah, hey Dex. Yeah, there's a part of my light missing. Actually, because they're nano leaves, you get those little dividers. There's these little breadboard chips that kind of go in between them. And I do have that triangle piece, but the little bridge that connects it it went missing after it kept falling over. It's somewhere probably. But I think it's quite special. It's like resembles imperfection, I guess. So I've never really thought of taking it down and starting over. So how are you doing, buddy? Anyway, how's the game going, by the way? How's the freaking game going? Bet you've been having a good chill time as of like getting home last night, just having that time to finally sort of simmer and relax. Must have been nice. Cause yeah, I mean, like, yeah, exactly. Like, cause the truth is, sometimes we need it. Sometimes we're always working and shit. Now that's a way to celebrate it. Got a massive headache that won't leave. Too much doink. Yeah, I totally feel you, man. Well, you needed it. Well, not needed the headache, but you definitely needed to relax. Definitely needed for all that fucking hard work. It's crazy. So sometimes we need to relax. And to segue, I guess, it's interesting enough to talk about how we go forward as DAGames, how I've been doing as of recent. And I think it all boils down to money. Oh, fuck off. What? Hang on, what? Bro, what the hell? What was that? Nalina donated 150 bucks. Bruh, that's amazing. Jesus Christ. I remember that notification was specifically that timing though. I remember that was specifically for the meme stream. I just never bothered to like change it. I think it's from like one of those garage bidding reality shows. Can't remember what it's called. But I think, yeah, where was I? I think just the general idea of, and the concept of chill is vastly overlooked. Money. I swear to God, actually, I know exactly what's going on here. I know exactly what's going on here. So that nobody has that amount to do that much. It's gonna be a callback, I swear. So I gotta prep in pre-time. I know it for a fact. If this is legit, then holy shit, you know? That's insane. But if it's not, then at least I prepped in due course. Spicy Dice with the $4.99. Thank you very, very much for that, dude. That means a lot. That means a hell of a lot, dude. Gonna head out so I can get up and get the day started. I may be back. Good seeing you. Hope things get better. Loving the new content. Love you too, dude. Thanks for stopping by, man. That's super sweet of you. Yeah, Laura, you get me. You get me. Just copious amounts of money that just randomly enters. That doesn't really happen. This should be a warning sign for a lot of people. Is you know, that sort of stuff happens. Recently Darko ended up going in. I can't remember. Lewis ended up having chargebacks on his PayPal, I remember. And I know that this is something that is also going to play well into it. So, gonna keep my bases. Writer's Block sucks. Yeah, Writer's Block does. Hey, Gage Matthews with a membership. Thank you very much for that, dude. I really should have, like, in hindsight, thought about this. Because I wanted this to just be, like, super chill, but I ended up falling behind there. Let's have a look at this. Okay. I'm just having a look at stuff on my PayPal just to try and, like, make sure it's either stays or charges back. But I know this is a thing that's expected to happen. I'm looking into, like, back histories as well, because these were obviously mobile payments. They were done through the PayPal themselves. Oh well, I'll keep in touch with PayPal anyway. I got close contacts with them, so it's all good. I'll speak to others regardless. Anyway, that went a bit wild there. So yeah, where were we? Chill time. That's what we're talking about. Chill time. The concept of chill. No, fuck it. Hang on. There's notifications here. What am I doing? Ice Storm with the €5. Thank you very much for that. Miles SFM with a $1 donation for Super Chat. Thank you very much. Fast7 with the 1 cent in euros, I believe. Thank you very much for that. Commander Fire has become a member. And Jade the Geek with blonde hair with $3 Australian, $2.99. Have you played Yandere Simulator? I sure have, and I did not like it. That's just my personal opinion there. But you guys can enjoy it. That's awesome. Okay, now this is getting real suspicious. This is getting super real. That is an ungodly amount of donations. That is insane. And this time is slightly different because Super Chats have no callback. So, quite literally, they're screwed if they do it. So, why would they go through this effort then? It's crazy. Forgive me for being suspicious on this. I mean, you're not exactly typing out your defenses. You're just kind of putting it in there. So, I mean, if you want to speak up, that'd be awesome. Gage Matthews with the $5. Just ignore this message and take the money. Thank you very much. Psychotic Fox, just hoping the YouTube chat will be chill. I mean, you know, it's an open world. I don't, like, honestly, donations, they're not really my gig. Like, I just make content, I guess. I make videos and music. And I have fun with it. And I guess that's where we meet at an impasse. Dan with the £1.99, thank you very much. Commander Fire with another €2. That's crazy, dude. Oh, wait, hang on. Yes, I am. Hey, I see you in the chat there. Yes, you are what? Sorry? I just need to just clarifying for a sec. Those were legitimate, right? Those were absolutely legitimate. So if they were, then... what? But if they weren't, then obviously... we can work from there, I guess. So I don't want anybody getting in trouble is all. Then dude... that's fucking genuine. That's amazing. He clarifies there saying, I am a boss, bro. Yes, they were. Yeah, that's crazy, dude. That is fucking nuts. I appreciate that to the high heavens. That's amazing. Holy fuck. So, wait a minute. How much was that? Just as a roundabout. 350, 400, 550, 640, I believe. That's nuts. That's insane. I suppose, yeah, I mean, thank you very much for that. That's super incredible. That's insane. Believe me if I'm holding back on a lot of, you know, obviously I have my skepticisms. A lot of my friends have gone through troubles. So something as crazy as it is, you know, just saying. So, obviously, here's the thing as well, like, a lot of the redirectories are through, a very solidified and secured system. So, like, we can legitimately sort that out, but, otherwise, if it's legitimate, that's awesome. But yeah, anyway, main core of this entire stream is the concept of chill. It gets lost quite a lot For a lot of content creators, especially, we don't exactly know what chill is. Some of us have our little hobbies, I guess, because you know it's different for people who come onto YouTube and their work is their hobby, so to speak. So if anything, oh wait, hang on, I'm getting texts left, right, and center here. This is important, guys. Sorry. Anyway, yeah. So, basically, a lot of us just don't know what chill is. For some, YouTube is the hobby, and when that becomes their work, then it doesn't really become a hobby then anymore, does it? It's sort of a job, so to speak. Like, it becomes your actual work. And then where's your hobby? So for me, I don't really have many hobbies. I play video games in my spare time. I've played Phoenix Wright recently. Super great game. Designed some miniature beta levels in Mario Maker. Played Crash Team Racing. Tetris a little bit. But I've gotten too good at that game now, and I was just like, I don't know, I just want to move on. Find some other things. It's a good game, but you get me. But yeah, just the general idea of total chill time we just don't get. So it's wise sometimes for us to take breaks. I've started realizing that perhaps breaks are necessary. Need to start working before the break happens to have stuff while the break happens, so I can take my break as it happens. And I think that's nice. Sort of be able to chillax. Said this to you before, if you don't set working hours and chill time, you end up working all day, every day, and burn out. Well, I think the problem with me, Laurie, is I hardly work. Like, that's the thing. Like, I've got a lot going on back end that it actually affects my work. There's always a worry. There's always some kind of worry. That's the thing that I was going to come to. Just before I get into the reading of donations, because obviously there's a lot. Oh, hey, Music Clyde. How you doing? Oh, Creepy as well. Hey. My boy. Ah. I think that's special too, is having friends and being able to communicate with your friends. Find the right people that surround you, I guess. And not to say that we haven't built friendships in this community that we've built. It takes a lot to connect with anybody online, I guess. So you're asking for basically a lot, and we're giving a lot. Where the connection meets and resides. And a lot of what I guess this year's taught us is that text is interpretive. Because we never, ever truly know an emotion, do we? We never know. It's always wise to be able to be hindsightful of it. Make sure that we know what we're doing. when we get into these close friendships. That's why you don't share much information with each other, just more so about your day, I guess. And that's why we built our server, I guess, so that we could bring people together. And I've seen all sorts of friends come out of it. It's been incredible to see. But I suppose looking at from a content creator's perspective, or an influencer, whatever you want to call it, YouTuber, they're just they find it difficult. They find it difficult to approach communities. Sometimes community is everything to them. But I often find that if you get too invested into the community side of things, like consistently all the time, oversharing, so to speak, it can land you in hot water. It can sometimes make you anxious, because then you know a little bit more about your community because you've now put heart and care into it. It's harder to kind of see them upset. That's a level of emotion that's like really hard to balance, I think. So I would always say that if you're making a community, go in with moderation. I'm always... Oh, no. Psychotic Fox, I'm kind of there with you. I mean, if you notice that I'm consistently, whenever we're in a VC, I'm always playing a game or something, letting others communicate. I suppose it's different on my end because I'm just overseeing and making sure that the community's okay. This isn't about me in the VCs, it's everybody. So as a leader of the server, I have to monitor and make sure things are fine. I'm a very lenient guy oftentimes. There's a few things that might go a little tipsy, but otherwise we're usually pretty on top of it. So I mean, it's probably different on my end, but I don't think there's anything wrong with being silent. Sometimes it's nice to just hear. Perhaps that's what it is. Perhaps it's just hearing things that soothes the mind slightly. But it depends what we hear too. I just consistently shitpost and hope everyone's okay. And if not everyone's okay, I make sure to fix the issue. Of course, when it's like needed for me to join. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, listening in it's helpful. Especially from my end, I get to oversee things and hear things. That's why I think in our server, it's always noted. I sometimes think this is the offset to a lot of people's anxieties, is pointing out the elephant in the room. When people say like, and there's suddenly silence. I mean, you didn't have to say it. But I guess, it's there, it exists. But it's okay. I think just the general presence exists, I think just generally people knowing that there's another entity with ears and eyes and a mind is enough for some people. For others, it's haunting, I guess. Yeah, I find it pretty funny. But I do, because I hear it all the time. So I'm always, I don't know, I guess I'm playing a video game and then I hear it. And I'm like, some of us are just chilling. When it gets quiet, just play Old Town Road. I'll keep that in mind. Next time I'll do that. It's a chill song. See where you're coming from. I don't know if I feel like I stopped the conversation. People don't know how to respond to what I say. There's how do I say it? Because it's definitely not like we're ignoring. And it's definitely not like we're avoiding the conversation or feel off by it. So I think the server as a whole is pretty confident in opinions, I guess. Like, it can be pretty overwhelming too. But I feel like when people listen, especially with me, sometimes I tend to stay silent because I'm processing it. And that's not a question of was it conveyed badly or was the opinion wrong. But I think it's a control of impulse on our end. So we try to think before we speak and try and ingest before we regurgitate. I was going somewhere with that. Oh, fucking just drowning my coffee. But yeah, a lot of us are just waiting to listen. And then when they hear the words, it's finding the right things to say. And if there's not really much to say after that, I usually find that that's because the point that was made was concrete enough for no debate afterwards. It was like it was perfect. It was like, that's fine. But a lot of us, we usually expect more than that, and it's usually more like a yes right there. But I think what the internet has become is we genuinely do have to think before we speak now. And if there's no reason to dispute it, then there's no reason to come forward about it, I guess. Like, I am very different in real life than I am behind a keyboard. I think that's another thing. I overshare, I believe. I personally believe. A lot of people might say otherwise. But for me, I sort of feel like I maybe talk about too much that's going on. So more and more people get, like, when there's no improvement, especially when they want improvement, if they don't see it, then anybody would get tired, I think. And as long as I'm disputing it, if my point is made and there's nothing they can do, then it sends them away. And that's happened. I mean, our whole community, as of right now, the most dedicated. I mean, I fucking love you guys. You're so dedicated to our craft. It's insane. But over the span of a month or so, we've lost a lot of people. And I personally believe it was down to, I think the crux was the Minecraft video. Because we were doing pretty well, but then as soon as I released the Minecraft video, I don't know, I think I got a lot of backlash. Just simply because, I mean, I just wanted to play the game the way I wanted to do it. I had zero idea how to work Minecraft beforehand. Like, I knew it existed, but I never really played it the way that I did in the video. Pull back from talking sometimes, which actually does help with me saying stupid things. Yeah. Yeah, I feel the big mood right there. Sometimes I do feel like I pull back from saying stupid shit. I don't know if it's because it's Minecraft. I that one is a confusing one. I think it, a part of me wants to believe, yeah, that's it. But I guess it could have been any game. And the way that I played it must have. And that's what confuses me. It hurts people. I just remember playing the game. No, most of that backlash was from 8-year-olds to get angry at everything you do wrong. And everybody has a freedom of speech. And I have to learn that that's just some stigma to get me upset. So I have to sometimes wait back. But I remember in the meme video that I made, there was a rule of thumb that I got taught. Don't sort your comments by newest first. Because what happened was I would look at the newest comments all the time as it happened. And I was invested so heavily into it because I could not sit by and just make videos in my head. I always wanted to see what the community was saying. Always wanted to hear what people were talking about. I guess always try and improve, but there's some things that I felt like were just not improvable, such as the Minecraft video. Freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom of consequence. The main rule, don't read the comments. Of course. But part of me is sat here thinking like, well, I want to know if I'm doing wrong in some way, I guess, but you'd think that would come from your friends, you know, your close friends and family. But I don't know. I obviously there's a lot of talk. There's obviously a divide, I think, between the community and the audience leader. Because I don't think it's completely understood how it works between both ends. And I think I figured it out. Content creators can't look at the comment section. They just can't. Because, well, text is interpretive. It's got a whole new wavelength of emotion. It's very different. Your channel, your rules. Yeah. I mean, that's something I've had to learn quite a lot. I mean, I did that Papers, Please video just under the premise. Screw it. Looks like a funny game. I wanted to get in a costume. I didn't get to do that before. That was fun. That was a really fun video. And it was the first video in a long time where I kind of felt like that was my idea. It was fun. And I took away from it, and lately I would get bummed if let's talk to me a month ago. I'd get bummed if I had 1.5 million subscribers. Yeah, we're getting that close. That's insane. And I was only getting like 5,000 views for a video or something. I think anybody would be bummed. So for a while I used to get so addicted to not being able to reach a goal. But ever since I removed that whole goal, and just put out what I liked, and then next, just not really investing my time so much into it, there's been a drastic improvement. That doesn't take away from my personal life problems, and there's obviously a lot to worry about. But there's that solace in knowing that there is something that makes you happy, and that was the thing that made me happy. Now that can translate out of YouTube into the real world. You do things that you're happy with. Whether you're a firefighter or a teacher, cosplayer, professional photographer, musician, lawyer, plumber, ruler of the underworld. I mean, it's your life. You know, it's like you do whatever makes you happy, you know? Yes, my role. It is I, Saturn. Oh wait, Satan. Saturn. It is I, Saturn. Yeah. What a mood. Used to be so heavy invested in numbers. And will this work? But Lord, thank God I did kind of slither out of that. Yeah. I mean, when you become a business, I don't think you should have to take the world on by yourself, you know? When you've got a personal life and you've got your own independence, there's a lot of pride and a lot of fun in that. But much like DAGames is, we comprise of 7 to 8 members on the channel. We're kind of like the Slipknot of YouTube, I guess. We've got that, so it's been very hard to manage that. And I don't think somebody who was just born to create should have to result in the huge ladder. That's why, like...
I love you so much, Will.
Wait a minute.
I'm always here for you, and I love your content. You deserve so much more.
Thanks, Yoshi. I don't want to try and screw up the way that Yoshi Azura. Am I saying it right? I hope I am. But thank you very much for that. I'll do the same. I'll try and keep supplying content whenever I can. I think the word content is, as I've learned recently from watching everywhere, I think it's very cheap label for the kind of stuff we want to put out there, I guess. But it's a well-rounded name. It's like project, I guess, or a piece of art, however you want to call it. It exists, you know. So yeah, content is perspective. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. It's how you view it, I guess. I was going off track. I don't think you should have to handle a business alone. That's why with the DAGames members, I mean, for now it's been kind of dead. I don't know what's going on, but for every other time, like, we're usually pretty connected, and we get to see that connection unfold at conventions and just generally meeting up IRL, sitting in a call every now and then, working on ideas, and it feels refreshing, sort of, to know that what you started off with, just creating content, that is a business perspective. We are a company, I guess, but the heart hasn't gone away. You still got everybody doing their main bases, and there's manage, and there's organization. You need help. Like, with any big project, I wouldn't say it's foolish to do it alone. It's not. I mean, it's ambitious. It's admirable. Sometimes, you know, it takes a lot of guts. I managed to build our machine all by myself, and there was a lot that I could have done better. Like the lyric video, for instance, I could have done a lot better, but that was all animated by me and done all by me. So it's strange to see how that's the most popular video. But again, if I had help with that, which wasn't out of the park, by the way, this was offered. People were willing to help at the time, but I was so persistent that was the one project I wanted. And we learned from that with Gospel of Dismay. I was like, yeah, we got to do better. The next one is got to be way better. And that came out, and that was great. Same with like the FNAF stuff. The early FNAF material was all me. And then I invested in commission-based work, and the members of the channel would consistently work. It's because we all communicated. I think that was beautiful. I don't know one content creator who really does it alone, honestly. Like, I can't think of one at the moment. Yeah, there's always someone. There's always someone to help. It's been great, being able to flesh out that. And I think, okay, this is where my impasse is. Obviously, I've done Let's Play videos by myself for a long time. I've done all the liquefy effects myself. I've done all the jump cuts, all the editing, right up to recording all by myself. This plays heavy into, like, having fun with others. There's this thing that I really wanted to do a while back, and I didn't know whether I was going to keep it with DAGames or do something else. I've been fleshing out just random ideas. And there was one that I did. Making an entirely new channel, I guess, for that sort of stuff. And it would be a new stigma. It'd be like, it wouldn't just be me. It'd be like another local friend or just local. Inviting people out from overseas just to talk and play games and all that. Talk about the general life. And this is what I came up with just a few hours ago, actually. Something called Coffee Cup Media. Again, it's not even a what is it? An official name, because what if that's taken? I just genuinely thought of the idea. Coffee Cup Media. I wanted to make some form of channel that surrounded the ethic of sitting with local members of the community, sort of sitting down with them, inviting them over to the house, playing any video game, listening to any music, watching any, just generally interviewing people, sitting down with them, talking about their day, having a good fun laugh, etc. That was the idea that I had a while back, and this is the logo for it, I guess. But other than that, I don't know. I didn't know whether I wanted to just stick with it on DAGames and just scrap the idea of a new channel, but just take the idea and keep it on DAGames, or make an entirely new channel and separate it. Because, I mean, YouTube's really, really hard nowadays, and putting so much effort into something like that from the get-go with hardly any results requires a lot of dedication. And then I'm managing 2 channels, so that's obviously not going to relieve my stresses. So I don't know. It would be nice to be able to do stuff like that. Invite people from overseas as well. And with DAGames, I mean, I'm a co-manager, so to speak. Like, I don't always handle this stuff myself. A lot of the ideas are fleshed out by Chris. You know, he's been an insanely powerful manager. He's been out of commission recently because he's been on holiday and vacation, and I'm really glad to see that he's come back with fresh energy. It's so nice. Speaking of vacations, I'm going away. In a week's time, I'm about to go away. Thanks, Psychotic Fox. That means a lot, dude. I hope you can get your stuff sorted as well. I hope you can... I mean, understand, we love you. I think that's the main point that I wanted to discuss. I think there's been a miscommunication problem. I go back to the point where I've pushed a lot of people away from the channel. We used to kind of get bigger numbers than what we do. We used to get like 30k to 40k views per normal video, and that was fun. But recent years, even with us trying again, we've gone back to about 10k minimum, I suppose. And it's a bit of a hit for us. You know, that's a lot of people. And I don't necessarily, the more I thought about it, I don't necessarily blame that on my game choice. Because a lot of people will go, well, it's a demographic reach. Nobody's looking for this kind of thing. Nobody's looking for this kind of thing. But I don't think it was that. I think it was recently I've been outlashing. If you want to put it that way, I guess outlashing. I've gotten very defensive. Ever since the Minecraft video, I just got very, very defensive. Very upset with how things were going with that video because I'm not good at that game. I mean, I made it clear that I just wanted to go in and, I don't know, I guess figure out how to play the game myself and have fun with it. And for a while, I mean, I did see there was a lot of people in my server and on Twitter who were a lot nicer, I guess, about helping. So they finally taught me how to build a crafting table, which was nice. It was a nice refresher. Still didn't entirely know what to do, so, I mean, my mind's not great. I'm not great at survival. I can't survive my own life right now. So I find it difficult. And I just decided, screw it. My friends are playing Minecraft. The whole world is playing Minecraft. I'm missing out. I don't know why I've held a stigma to that game for so long. So let's give it a shot. And that's exactly what I wanted to do. I really, really, really wanted to give it a shot. But, yeah, when I made that video, I was just met with so much catharsis. It wasn't nice seeing that a lot of people actually got hurt by playing it. But maybe that was me in my defenses. I got carried away. And I took it personally. And knowing my usual stance online, I've never been shy of saying what I feel. And again, that falls into oversharing. So from their perspective, I've tried to understand as much as possible. And maybe that's where like people can come in and talk about what they really felt. Why look into the comments for only negative things when you could ignore only the negative comments and look for the positive ones? It's not. No, it's not as if I was looking for negatives. In fact, when I go into the comment section, I look for all sorts of things, like if they had fun with the video. If they didn't, where did they find that I went wrong, but not excessively evil? Going for criticism, not critical. That's totally different. Criticism is there's a very big difference between that and just being a general ass. I think. Like, because a lot of people, they're from their heart, they think it's criticism. But then text is interpretive, so it can sometimes be a farce, which throws back into that whole content creator and audience divide. There is a divide. A content creator can't sit and look at the comment section for God knows how long, because there's so many vicious things out there, and it of course ruins it for everyone else. Of course it does, but we also have to take that emotional connection away so that we can, I guess, focus more on why we did this in the first place, which is for the audience. And if we're sat worrying about our audience all the time, we're not going to make work. And that's been evident with the fact that I haven't made videos for a while on account of looking at the comment section too much. Whether that be looking for the positives, whether that be looking for criticisms, or just finding negatives, like it just comes up. It's why we have to have that. But now we look at the audience side. As an audience member myself, when I look at content creators out there who are making content, I go in, I have to expect that there's no response back, because there's no connection there. Like, I don't know them personally, and they don't know me personally. So I have to be careful about how I type. Sometimes it takes me, like, I think 6 or 7 times usually before I have a full final draft of the comment that I want to post, because a lot of the time I have to read back and be like, does that sound cathartic? Yeah, I'll remove that. Does that sound vicious? No. Well, maybe I could disclaim that. Put that there. It's too many characters. Bring that back. And then 6, 7 times later, finally have the right one that I feel like might work better. But then I post it out there, and I guess I've tried. But they don't know that. Of course, they shouldn't have to know that. It exists. So as an audience member, I have to understand that I'm not going to get a response. If I do, awesome. But if I don't, I'm not expecting it, so to speak. And I have to have that. And there's a lot of people who... There's different types of comments all around. I think it's wise for me to kind of show just a little bit on how the comment section works for me. Because it's no use me spouting this stuff without concrete stuff, you know what I'm saying? And obviously right now there's a lot of things that look nice, obviously, but I'm gonna run through a simulation for you as to what it looks like most of the time. You know what, I think because I gotta remove that, bring this down here. There we go. So this is generally what it looks like, the comment section as a whole. And this is mostly what I have to look at. Well, not have to. Again, looking at the comment section is usually a bad idea, but for the terms of this, I want it to be a simulation, because I want the audience to sort of... I guess they don't know how we act or how we react. And I suppose in that turn, we don't know how they react. It's that divide that needs to be fleshed out, I guess. And this heavily plays into how to chill, I guess. It's better to kinesthetically learn, getting right in there than not. So let's go through it. I mean, stuff like your beans chill out. That's it's obviously a reference to my life in a meme, and that's it's referential. What that tells us is That was a quote that was liked in the video. Sweet. Awesome. And stuff like Papers, Please. I'm sorry that beginning, I can't stop laughing. I'm glad we made people laugh. And from our end, that's awesome. Do you have a wife? No, I have a girlfriend, but no wife. It's my favorite DAGames song. Obviously, it's not DAGames, but I get the misconception there. I mean, it is an Irish song, but it's on the DAGames channel. That, obviously, I'm not going to look too much into that. So I'm going to be like, all right, sure. Holy shit, this was made in 2015. And it was. That's a fact. And stuff like, well, I'm 11 years old and I play this game. So when we look at stuff like caps locks, we think of assertiveness. So people get incredibly assertive. Hey, well, small world then, I guess. Small world. Used to go by Damn, son. Dude, we're gonna have to go on a mind-bending journey back, you and me. We have to look at that stuff. So, yeah, the caps locks, for me, is assertion. So it's assertive of the loudness. And then you look at that, and then you look at the context of it. Did you have to shout? Like, did we have to know that you're 11 years old, therefore you play this game? That's what goes through my head, so to speak. It's sort of thinking about what you say before you go out, I guess. Kind of odd how he just got to a FNAF 1 song in 2019, but whatever, the song's good. I agree. It's odd that it's now rather than later, but there's a reason for it. Now, from there, I used to respond. But I learned that by responding with the workout and the answer, it often led to that miscommunication. Because they thought I was vicious, but I obviously haven't been vicious. I'm just pointing out a fact that they craved, I guess. They had it there. They were curious, so I put my answer. But it's that divide, and it's text, you know? Text happens like that. That's that interpretation. I'm glad I subscribed. I just wish I did sooner. Sad part is I hear your Devil of Dismay song years ago. I thought it was amazing. Then in more present times of the day, I heard it again after hearing your Brothers in Arms only today, and then only today was I able to put it together. You made both. Yeah, I think that's YouTube's fault. Like, YouTube has a... Well, it's partly YouTube and partly perception. It's really what we hear from others, and I guess we don't take a lot into account of who made what. It's the video that mattered. So for a lot of people, when they make a comment, sometimes they're passers-by and don't even know. So it's very hard to read somebody in that mind, which is why a content creator usually has to, you know, sift away. It's why they usually have to hold back, which is what I've had to learn recently. He said more. Oh, wait. You definitely want to keep an eye on, so it's time to sit back, hold fast, and enjoy the ride. And that was nice. And then there was one with a timestamp. Holy shit. So that tells me, wait, what part was that? 42 seconds. Oops. Oh yeah, that's what I was doing. Coffee Cup Media. That was 42 seconds, right? So let's look at 42 seconds. Saying that it's having a hard time, Jimmy. It sure is. There's something suspicious about this blood. And that was the animation. Tippy tips. That was the animation right there. So that was really cool. And Maid's chuffed to pieces with that animation. We all are chuffed to pieces with that animation. It was amazing. So that tells us that. Now that's Russian. We could spend our time translating it, and this is what I actually used to do to try and understand it, is translate it. So if we take that, we'll go to translate. I am the only Khazar here. Okay. How does that make sense? We're looking for like concrete criticals here, but we're seeing randomness. You're okay, man? I must be. I don't know. Will has a little bit of Loki at the end. That's probably when I combed my hair back. So that was cool. Me wanting Pandora. So that's. Oh Jesus! I spilt a little bit of my coffee. I am the only Khazar here. It's very difficult to convey meaning over text sometimes. That's exactly it. Spill that tea. I knew that was gonna come. Shit. Oh, don't be. That's funny. That's funny. Okay, so 42 seconds into the denied Papers, Please video.
Papers, please. Or
So,
would you like
where
the
was that?
to Astokska, whatever the hell that is.
So they left at the Glory to Asotska thing. That's fine. Am I right, lads, or am I right, lads? That was the voice demo reel. Oh my god, people still view that? Christ. Isn't this game supposed to be taking place in Russia or someplace like that? And if that's true, then why is Will using a German accent? Because I wasn't... Okay, I could respond. And this is why we don't respond. This is, again, simulation and example. The very reason why I decided for a German/French hybrid was because it was a Russian game. They're so different. That was what the joke was that they were so very different. From the costume as a whole, like Sven Yorgolf. Sven's not really a... To me, in the stereotype, I guess, Sven wasn't really a Russian name for me. It was more German. So I wanted to make a completely brand new origin for Sven without having to violate on everything else. He has like a hybrid accent. Because some people have noted that I have a hybrid accent with British and American. I thought that'd be fun. But trying to convey all of that response in one comment is a waste of time. Because most of the time the response would just be, oh, okay, thanks. Brilliant. We answered something which we didn't really have to do, I guess. But it's okay for them to question it, because that is a question. That's why we usually leave it up to the commenters to respond to it, you know. And we prefer that people are mature about that. Best songs ever. Thank you. I love you, Bendy McQueen. Fair enough. Question, is this song a reference to the joy of creation? The wee one out. I don't... That never went into my head. Don't know how it could have been. Okay. Well, I mean, sure. Up to you. But then I spend all that time thinking, what? When I should have just left it be, you know? Anyone else think this kind of slaps? I'm not one for lingo, so I don't really know what that means. Does that mean it's good, or like, you know, like that? I guess, maybe. I'm an old I'm not old. I'm 27, but I'm definitely getting into the dad era territory. This is the reason why people invented correction tapes. I don't get it, but I'm sure somebody else would. Leave me alone. I'm caught to the bone. These maths tests have risen. God damn it, they're not alone. And then go away. And this is, I think, this is one thing that I think is heavily mistaken. I remember reading about it online, and also just watched a video recently. The comment section, there's a lot of people who inadvertently probably spend too much time trying to be funny. Or we become the reference guy, you know, when we don't really get like proper talks. I think that's contagious of any community. It's not a problem, but it's one of those cruxes where we become the very person that they, you know, when they want to talk with me, it's like that monkey in a cage kind of analogy. It's like, sing that song, sing it. Say that phrase you said in that fucking shit post. Say that. My friends all hate you, but I don't. Certain things like that. Oh, that's another thing as well. The whole comment that's like, all my friends think you suck, but I don't. And I don't know if it's anybody else. If you feel free to say it or agree or go against. Like those backhanded comments, I guess, from what Laurie puts it as. Does anybody feel the same way? Like, did you really have to say that? Like, we could have just done without the whole thing, but I guess it puts that balance into the world. Like, we're not perfect. But I don't know if they needed to say that. Which is where the gray area comes into. It's not necessarily not allowed, but it's one of the very reasons why, if we invested so much time into it, where we wouldn't do anything, we wouldn't make any content. Which is why, you know, a lot of us just have to focus on the content at hand rather than anything else. This is priceless. I've probably watched this 100 times. There's a Liquefy compilation. I'm so glad to have finally got that out there. Because now I can clear my freaking hard drive. It's almost full. Now I can get it back. Because most of that is .avi videos, After Effects exports, that are super high in hardware space. This is day one for asking a song about Dark Souls. Wish me luck. This was 2 hours ago, so I can imagine that if I look to the comment section tomorrow, there'll be another ask in which, I suppose, the more I delve down, it's like, I'm gonna listen to you less now, because I don't really run that way, I guess. Heroes did everything for us. They sacrificed their life for a better world for the next generation human. They did everything to help the hopeless. They fight for their family, country, and us. Learning about them is not enough to pay what they have been through. It's more than that. That was on United We Stand. Sorry about the nervous clicking. That was on United We Stand. And the point's definitely valid. If it sparked conversation like that, I'm all for it. That's pretty cool. But it's one thing that's all goes into my head in the millisecond. Because the thought is a powerful thing. So you can... all these things that we talk about clearly couldn't be executed the same way in social etiquette in a span of 10 seconds. It's something you have to learn vigorously. And your brain gets better at presenting you images in milliseconds to give you the points. So that's a comment that I haven't spent 5 minutes reading. It's something that I've spent seconds thinking about moving on. Because I'm like, yeah, that comment means a lot. And that's in my head. So I get to go on. Kind of look like Frank Zappa. I remember actually reading a comment. Well, not a comment. I was just speaking to some friends on my Discord. And just recently, actually. I look like Captain Hook or Weird Al Yankovic. That's something that I saw. I don't exactly see the resemblance. Especially the mustache. The hair, sure. But the mustache, I don't know. That was supposed... Actually, that wasn't even supposed to be a mustache. Those were supposed to be sideburns. I'd put them on my lip. And work that way. Jeez, well, looks even better like that. I don't know whether to take that as a compliment or an offense. So it's those kind of things where, like, people, I don't think they know what they're saying at first before it goes out. So when it comes to actually reading it, that's the main thing. Baldy does Roblox dance. Was that Roblox dance at 33? I don't think so. Is that divine mustache real? That accent is perfect. I was laughing so hard. Now, I wish it was... No, I don't wish it was real, actually. Those sound like a hassle to keep up. Ew, dick. You calling me a dick? Did you see a dick in the video? I don't know. But I can't possibly respond. But it sent me into that pit of confusion if I think about it more. Back when times were good, I wish kids could still be introduced to this game, but parents are too strict now. They're not too strict. They're actually doing the right thing. Okay, so somebody lyric chained, so we're not going to pay attention to that. And that is something that plays into this. A lot of them think they're going to get attention from it, but it's like, well, I mean, what kind of attention can we give? Is it wrong that I really want to animate You're Mine? I already did Build on Machine. I'm currently doing Gospel Say, but that glorious shitpost of a song. I don't know, dude. I mean, fire away. I ain't judging. That'd be pretty sweet. Make sure your payment method for YouTube is set up correctly. Oh, is somebody trying to pay? Sorry about that, dude. If YouTube's been really weird right now, then I apologize. Unless something's happened on my end. Because this can very well happen. Richard. Oh, sorry. This is hilarious from the beginning. Glory to Astotska. Seriously, you'll now be mine. Pathetic. Dorkirk. So, like, there's another thing that I think a lot of people are prone to doing. And that's role-playing in the comment section. Like, again, people are trying to be funny. And there's nothing wrong with that, but in my head, let's say, it would turn to be that people are just trying too hard to be funny now. But it's not necessarily about, like, being funny. It's just about, because the comment section was meant for reaction base, so that, you know, it reacts to the video. But there's nothing necessarily wrong with it, but how does it convey to a content creator? And that's what I'm here to root down. For some people, if they had to, this is why a lot of people don't read the comment section, is because these thoughts get into their head, if done without proper moderation, you know? Let's see. So good I stay in holiday. I don't know how that makes sense, but okay. So hilarious from beginning to end. I appreciate it. Hey, look, it's Beyonce. I remember that. Son, you're telling me that this guy made instruments of cyanide. Yeah, believe it or not. I mean, we're just chill and happy people. Now, see there. That's exactly what I would type. But notice how my emotion is very different to what could have been conveyed through the text. If I'd have said the same phrase, which was, believe it or not, I am as goofy as you see in this video in my normal life. If I said it normally, I'd be like, yeah, I mean, I guess, believe it or not, there's, you know, I guess I'm crazy. But in text, it's like, well, believe it or not. And that's perception. Some people can read it like that. And I think there's that stigma online where your own personal experiences with your real life personal friends or anybody you've maybe influenced from anime, I guess, or, you know, your interest in movies, might play into that. Who knows? Hey, Will, we met at MomoCon. Hang on a sec. Did we? I'm gonna go over here. No, you're right. Yeah, I think I've seen you at Momo. Either way, great to talk again. And yes, I will definitely be heading to, where is it? Can't remember. I'll definitely be heading to MomoCon next year. Absolutely. You really need to know the person to really understand the context of what's being typed. Exactly. Otherwise, there's always those two ways about communicating. Oh, Jesus. Well, we're getting bits through Twitch as well. I will really want to thank you in the community for being here for me the past few days. Not going to get into detail, but everyone has been accepting and great support for me. It's more than I could ever wish for. Lots of love to you, dude. Again, you've been in the server for quite a while, and we've loved that dedication that you've had and just being there for everybody. You're a fun dude. You know, I hope to see you around a little more. Absolutely. But yeah, basically the comment section it's exactly why we can't, you know, totally respond to everything, Because if we do, I mean, if you've seen, sometimes I do respond. Sometimes we do, and it ends up very poor because they could hear it as aggressive, I guess, violent, maybe provocative. Whereas I know for a fact that I wasn't. But as long as those divides meet, I guess is where we're always going to see that impasse. So for a lot of people, this is why they don't respond to comments a lot. They'll probably get an over-rounded review of what people are talking about and address as a unison if there's a problem later down the line. That's probably the only way you can really do it nowadays. It's the only safe way. I always used to think there was another way of doing it. I was one of those very people that would try and stand against the odds and be like, no, there's another way of doing it. There's gotta be. But the more I did that, I just ended up back in the same situation. I get my fair share of comments when I have no idea how to actually take it or react to it. Exactly, Elliot. Also, hi. I should have responded to your fucking fucking videos you sent me earlier. Goofy stuff. But yeah, I'm the same. As a whole simulation here, this is exactly why I said it. There's a few comments that I'm still going through. Then there's, again, roleplay. It's like, how do we respond to that? So we don't. And roleplay to me is, it's like, I think every creator has that in their comments. They always have an abundance of roleplayers who will always put a script out and probably try so much, I guess. Probably heard a motorbike there for a sec. Yeah, I'm on a busy street. It's a sunny day. So yeah, like, how do we don't respond to roleplay. I personally don't pay interest to it. So if they try to get interest, so to speak, because you never know what their intentions are. Sometimes it's just to post random stuff, and sometimes it really is for attention. And if it's the attention they wanted, they'll never get it, because I don't really do roleplay like that. And not a lot of other people would do that either. They're just kind of like, it's a comment, it's a free world, move on. So that's kind of me at the moment. I'm sitting back and just ignoring it, I guess. Because I see it on everybody's channel, and I'm like, is there anybody in here that's taking this seriously? Is there anybody here? I don't know. So I'm always sat wondering. That's why I don't. Where's the orgy? Sorry. Oh, yeah, Baldy, I get it. Why do I feel so much fucking effort was put into that scream? Oh, that was done as it originally. That was for Now Voice This a long while ago. I think it was 2017 or something. Maybe 2018. I can't remember. Very early 2018. But it was actually, I'll show it.
Shut up, you Can anyone tell me what 6 times 2 is?
Oh, is it 62?
No, Jimmy, you don't just put 2 numbers together to make a number.
But, Professor, that is mathematics.
I've been bamboozled.
Gotta remember that. Yeah, there was a lot of effort that was put into that. Let's see. Yes, yeah, sing it. But she's still preoccupied with 1985. 1985. Detained. Obviously, Jacksepticeye reference there. I couldn't partake in Now Voice this year because my throat had been fucked. I didn't even know it existed again, dude. It was... I don't think it was so much that it was badly advertised. It was definitely advertised. I think I just went away for a bit and I mustn't have seen it. That, and also I did it once and I was like, well, I did pass that audition, so to speak. I did pass that segment. So I guess that was enough for me. I was like, there are voice actors out there who make it their livelihoods, I guess. So I wanted them to do it because I'm running a channel, and especially a very big one, so it's like, do I have time a lot of the time to do the stuff that I want to do? So I usually have to take it piece by piece. Where there's a lot of people who that is their profession, so I was always like, let them have it. I guess I could be selfish and do it, but back then I know that I was like, oh no, leave it to the professionals. So I did, and it was fine. And then another roleplay again. This is heaven. I loved it when you said I punched a child. I punched a child. I come from Svengoldolf. Can I please use this song for some music audio? And now here is a thought. Here's a thought. A filthy thought. That comes into play with the comment section. Because there's so much abundance of everything else, it's very hard to look at those genuine ones. If you thought that, like, sometimes we only have time to look at the top comments. So we have to find a curated place to speak. And the best way for us is our Discord server. We have it right here. A whole abundance of garbage. We have a lot of people. In fact, there's some people who've come in. Hello, Fatal Galaxy and Sleeping Beauty. Thanks for joining into the Discord server. But we only ever put those links out on streams because it's controlled. You know, we know where our audience comes from, so we know what to expect, I guess. Why the accent? Because I wanted to be a different character. And it was really about feeling the character, I guess. Its origin, its story. I just wanted to be something else. And I felt like if it was just my normal accent, it would show. It's just not the character then. It's just me underneath a disguise. So I was like, fuck it. German, French hybrid. Yay. I just went with it. It's quite the hoot in that server. Oh, it can get crazy at times. But it's chill. I think that's the great part. We have a VC that's always chill. It's always consistently chill. So we love that all the time. But yeah, going back to the whole... the reason the Discord is there is for questions like that. It's a very controlled environment where everybody's just talking as individuals and we get to know each other a bit more. It's that little extra step towards communication. So I'm always like, if I can communicate anywhere, it would be in Discord. And all that stuff. Wait, what the fuck? Something's not right. My brothers are calling this Facebook chat, etc. This is weird. Bear with me one moment, guys. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, this is just chill time. Don't worry about it. Hey Joe. Hey Joe. Yeah, we're probably gonna call later. Just chill out and everything. Actually, yeah, back to the chill stream, I guess. Back to the chill. So, I mean, obviously we were talking about how we convey our points, etc. online in the comment section. And the reason why I think it's best for us to sort of take our priority circles elsewhere. So, like, with the priority circle that we always have our family and our close friends first. So then, you know, you got your other circle of interest where the people who genuinely have questions are usually people who you talk with and communicate with. And then there's the wide world of the comment section, which is mainly just reaction. And we've interpreted there are so many different reactions that can be made from the comments, which is why we can't always, you know, interact. And it's probably not wise for us to, because at the end of the day, sometimes we look like asses ourselves without realizing it. And we feel like that's what pushed people away. Was even responding in the first place, because it could look visceral. And this, again, is just a deep mind into, you know, how it works and how we work, so to speak. So things like, can I please use this song for some music audio? I would have expected to see in the Discord server. So, yeah, it works that way. We get to know somebody better. Whether they're an ass or not is usually compliant in knowing them. And that's what we try and do in our servers. I love it when you said I punched the chat. Oh, I already read that. Also, you guys should watch in 2x speed. I suppose that's funny too. Number 6. Oh, must have thought about how you dealing with the heat. Holy shit, Joe. I'm not dealing with it at all. Well, I mean, now I am. I've got that Dyson aircon, and it's a bit colder today. But yesterday, I was dripping. I had like, well, I didn't even bother with like showering or anything, because I would work that up, and then it would all collapse. So what I decided to do today is I'm gonna take a full-on bath and a full-on shower today, just to kind of get things sorted, because obviously I don't look great right now. But yesterday I spruced myself up and everything, did my hair, getting ready for a video, just like getting ready to sort of be in a call with everybody. I was up for, I think, like 28 hours, and over that course of time my hair was just dripping. It was horrible, rancid, and I just had a cloaked throat there. Fuck. Dealt with it by getting bollocks naked. I saw your story. I saw your Instagram story. My God. Easiest way is just to take your clothes off and embrace the sweat. No point trying to stay fresh when it's this hot. Yeah, I'm under a hot box too. Like, I've got all sorts of lighting. I'm surrounded by electrical equipment that's always on. I've got that thing blaring in the background. So I think I had to step out every half an hour or so. I was just like, no, gotta get out. And even standing outside having a smoke, it was still unbearable. So then I came back in, and the only safe place in the house was the kitchen. It was the coldest place, and that was still a stretch. So, and it's so weird. I just couldn't feel it, dude. I couldn't feel my legs. It's weird. You're getting your Eternal Swing CD today. Nice, dude. Nice. I hope you enjoy it. I really do. Someone tell me the name of the song at the end of the video. I've spent 20 minutes searching to no avail. Oh, he's talking about the custom sad song that I made. It's only exclusive to me for now, because I made it. I won't be posting it online anytime soon. Eventually, I hope to have a royalty-free pack where people can order a license to use it, etc. But for now, it's not the case. It's not so bad in the garage with the fan on. Still pretty disgusting. Yeah, I always knew that garage was pretty cold anyway. So I thought, in this heat, it'd probably be the one time where it's not ice cold. That thing needs insulation. I was actually thinking, like, in the worst case scenario, if I had to move back home, I would invest highly into insulation, like fully kitting it out so that there's like all that shit. But that's like in the worst case. But yeah, that whole garage, has all the stuff been moved out of there? Or is it still kind of... You're still working on that? Or is it not? I don't know. I've not been in the loop so much, so... Yeah. How's Jessica doing? She's doing brilliant. Actually, she was just on that very call. So, we're going to call later. It's going to be nice. Not all of it, but I've got a fairly decent little corner. I wait for the day to see that. It's probably good that my mum and Jess are coming, like, now. Well, throughout now, sort of. Because I'm going away to America for 2 weeks to see Sophie. Have a bit of a break from all this life shit. Because I've been working so hard lately that I've not had time to really soak it all in and then put in the extra effort later. So I'm going to Nashville for a weekend because I've got a concert to do. And then the rest of it's in Virginia. And then I'll be back. And then I have got no other obligations to do. I'm literally just sat still. So all that time could be spent working. Providing work goes well. Let's see. Wait, this video confused me. It'd confuse anybody. Be chuffing hot over there, I imagine. It has been. But actually, believe it or not, like, a lot of people are saying, like, oh, it's this many degrees over here. But actually, I read an interesting comment on Twitter. Even with the amount of heat that America gets, we still actually have the higher temperature right now. It's so weird. So there's actually no justification for it. Plus, also, England's just not built for this weather. There's no aircon, like, built into the houses. You go to America, there's, like, aircons in every house. Like, there's a giant freaking controller for that stuff. Because their economy and their system is built on surviving that kind of weather. But we're used to cold messes. So we never really need it a lot of the time. It's fucking humid here. I suppose Arizona will be a dry heat. I know Chris is in Arizona. The way he describes it is put your head in a hot oven, put it up, preheat the oven, put it up to like 200 degrees, then put your head in it, and that's how it feels to be in Arizona. It's very dry. You need a lot of sun cream for that. I was trying to be brave and not go for the suntan lotion, not go for any sun cream because I was like, oh, it's too much hassle. I'll be fine. I'm a real pro. And I went there and I ended up getting like a huge burn on my neck and I'm just like, yep, need to use it. So I kept consistently using it and I'm like, there is an actual wonder out there. It's crazy. You need sun cream, you pale bastard. I'm not that pale. I mean, I actually have had a bit of color on my arms. Maybe not my face, but my arms are getting there better. Which is nice. But I am not exactly the greatest. With that, I won't leave the house without it. I'm pale as fuck too. Yeah, I need to get some sun cream on soon. You know, it really sucks that the original songs don't get as much attention as the game-related songs. This is for Cold Man. I just got that released. Now, you see, like, I'm really what? You fell asleep? Creepy? You slept? Jesus. Burn like hell. Blondes and gingers be dying out here. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Fuck's sake. I mean, I'm dying in this heat. But yeah, Cold Man, something that I released I think now a week ago or something like that. Oh, drink water. Fucking hell, yeah. Sorry, bud. I don't know why, but that read off to me as like creep never sleeps. Oh fuck. Nah. Wait, what time is it for you? Like, have you slept? Have you slept? Drink water. Yeah. I'll drink water. This is diluted, so I guess whatever. I woke up super early. Ah, it was the same. I woke up like really early. It was actually ridiculous. Real ridiculous. But yeah, basically, that's usually how it goes. Like, I don't even think we really need to look at that now. Like, we know now, sort of by the way that a content creator can't exactly look there too much. And it's why usually we have to prioritize our circles, I guess. And so my circle usually revolves around like my close friends. There's a lot that you wouldn't know, but there's a lot of my family and my close friends who would know a lot more about. And that's essential for all of you, I think. As long as you've got your close circles, I think that's amazing. But yeah, that whole thing, looking at the comment section, is generally, it's a simulation, so to speak, of what it used to be like, as an example of why you probably won't hear from much of us, and why it's usually a rule of thumb. You all know the rule of thumb, which is just don't read it. But yeah, again, I think it's wise that you do try to invest and read the overall, which is why there's the top rated comments that exists. It exists solely for that. It's fun. It is fun to sort of get to hear the real side of, and the well-rounded side of things. And then if we want to, talk to our community, because I don't want to give up on that. I love my community, but there's a lot of reasons why a lot of people, there's that divide. It exists. And I know it sounds like I'm butchering it, I guess. I'm not trying to really do anything else other than show that that there is a divide there. But perhaps that's the very reason why many people keep spinning and moving forward. Because for a lot of people like myself, we sometimes don't think videos are enough. But that's not fact. That's all in my head. And what happens in my head is usually I want to do more than just make videos. I kind of want to talk to people, have fun. I miss when it was like smaller, I guess, less manageable. Well, more manageable, sorry, not less. Nowadays, less manageable by myself. But no, I like it. Having to hear people's thoughts and interests. It really intrigues me. So, I like seeing it, but there's moderation in everything. You can't invest your time knowing everything, because text will never do that any kind of justice. There's times where it will, but there's a lot of times where there's a lot of banter going on, let's say, and to some it might look like a jab. And those very people who get attacked when they were just bantering, I don't think they quite know what kind of impact they have when they look like, they're laughing and they don't care, I guess. But obviously they do. But they don't feel the need to justify themselves, I guess. Because they're like, I don't need to say shit, I'm out of here. And usually that's, I can see their point. But I think if we're going to evolve, I think that, if you didn't mean anything that way, I think it's better to say it than not justify it, I guess. Because you want to look good, right? You all want to look good. You want to look the best that you can. And what I've done is I've tried to present myself a little better by actually just staying away. And a lot of the time is people who forget. There's a view count and there's a comment section. Notice the numbers are usually a pretty different tale. Some people don't even comment, and they sit and silently enjoy the video, I guess. Or they scroll by, and there's all sorts of things. And we tend to forget about that a lot in the grand scheme of it when we look at the face value. So when we look in the comment section, that face value is not healthy. And I'd rather this be at least spoken of than what has been happening. That's, we leave it in the dark and it just builds more questions, I guess. And I like answering questions. I don't want there to be a single shred of doubt. That's just my personal take. I like to make sure that everything's fined up and figured out. But I found the best way to do that is just by not even responding and allowing yourself to have fun creating videos, I guess. That's how I remember it. That's how I remember making videos back then, was just, it is enough to just do the content. It is just enough. Because that's what people came for. They came for, so to speak, you, I guess, but they chose you, but it's what you provide them. And usually that's the thing that, especially I, for a long time, didn't understand. And that falls under, there's a self-loathe that, you know, we all have in our lives. We oftentimes put ourselves down too much. That's been me for a while. I don't pride myself on much. I came on stream and I'm not even bathed. No, that's the weather, but you get it. But I don't pride myself on much. I don't think of myself highly. And maybe that's the issue. And here's I guess a thing that you can go away with. There's a reason why people, I guess, you know, when you see somebody bigging themselves up, there's a kind of inner beauty about it, because we need more people to be appreciative of who they are, what their talents are, where they can evolve, what they can improve on, and what they perfected, what they've been able to do, as opposed to what we're not capable of. We need to put ourselves a little higher. So I've seen over the internet many people like, oh, this guy's got a huge ego. He built himself up super high, fucking ego. But like, there's always a silver lining with that. At least they have, you know, confidence in themselves. It's lost a lot. I think a lot of people need confidence in their lives. And so, that's what our content provides, is that sense of confidence, which we have never realized for the longest time how it impacts people. Because we hear stories all the time, usually like, you've changed our lives, you know, you've done this and that, you've helped us and everything like that. But I guess we've never known how. And for some people, do we need to know how? I mean, just the fact that they're having fun is enough. So I've spent a long time questioning, what exactly did I do to change it? What was the key quotation? What was the note there? What did I do? And really, it just boils down to what we've put out there. What we put out there online is super crucial to a lot of people. They've looked up to us. So when we backpedal and we put our minds into the kind of visceral that we might see, as opposed to what's actually been conveyed, that conveyance and miscommunication leads into action. And that action can result in a massively burned out butterfly effect. So it's any wonder why many people sit back and try to work on their work. And I think there's a beauty behind that. The commenters comment, the creators create. There doesn't need to be much more than that, because what we're doing is enough. But where I like to provide a sense that I'm listening to people, because I think everybody wants to, not as if they're going against it all. There's a time and a place for that, and I feel as though that's what I've done for my server. I go in there because I don't really get that many VC calls anywhere else, and this house is super quiet, so like, I usually find that going into my own fan VCs is fine, because they're all lovely people, and I don't really treat them so much as objects. Over time, we end up developing trust, communication, and it's any wonder why eventually the calls go quiet. we just feel relaxed in a place where we've been surrounded by a lot of weird contemporary garbage, you know? It's nice to have that sense of relaxation. So with that relaxation, it's nice to know when to take a break, when enough is enough, when you need to recharge. For a lot of content creators, recharging can be any time. At a point where you feel so burned out, it'll happen to anyone. YouTube's a hard game. It's really hard. Some people don't even want to do the daily shit. I've tried to do the daily shit for the past 3 or 4 days. Holy crap. How anybody else can do it with that kind of strength is insane. I have huge admiration for it. While on the same token, I also wish to know how much break they intend to take to refresh their mind. And that will, no matter how much passion you have, no matter what is your life, you need it. So we're always looking out for one another. For me, my break starts soon. I'm going away for 2 weeks in Virginia to be with my girlfriend. Before that, I'm going to Nashville to perform at a concert where JT Machinima, Dan Bull, Stupendium, CG5, and so many others are performing. Like 20 artists, I believe. I'll be going there, and then afterwards, I'm on a break. I've never actually taken a full break. Because this goes back to the very first point that we thought about, which is what does chill mean? Chill and vacation and break. It's it basically implies doing nothing at all. It's like not having to think about work all the time, not having to focus on the problems so much, not have to worry about it. That's what I need. I've spent every single day, while not being able to do content all the time, there's always a thought about the channel, and there's always a thought about the videos and the music and my personal ruts. And we don't get time to sit still. So what a break implies is like a complete cutoff of everything like that and just doing nothing. Hell, even if that nothing is completely random and completely different to the thing that you're taking a break from, is fine too, like going to visit a loved one or seeing family or friends. And that's what I'm doing. I'm going to have a good time in Virginia. We're going to go to, what is it? I'm trying to think. Busch Gardens. I'm going to Busch Gardens and probably going to go see some movies. Go out and have some food. Explore the town. She's got work a few days, so I'll probably be spending a lot of it sleeping. Recharging. For some, just sleeping is all you need. Like, undisturbed, completely out of the way. Silence. To get that energy back. It's a thing that a lot of people worry about with when you have anxiety and depression. Like chronic, clinical depression. It's all you can worry about. So when you get breathing space, the thoughts escalate. That's the trap. That's the hard thing to get out of. It's really tough. I'm a testament to that. The last time I took a 2-week-long break was in March or January. I can't remember. Either one of those. But I ended up going away and I was still thinking about work. No, it was March because Baldi's Basics. Like all that time, Christian was working on the video and I decided to take a big ass break and not do anything. But even then, I was still focused on the management of the work because we're still releasing a bendy CD. So did I really take a break? To me, I don't think I did, but maybe it's time. Now, the worry that comes from a break is this is YouTube. It's a very hard ball game. YouTube doesn't make it easy for anybody to take a break. There's some really lucky fuckers out there that like can take months away and they come back for one video, go away, they still got their audience. Hell, if I would love that. But I have noticed one thing. Whenever we take a break, it might be slow at first, but we always get our second chance. We always get to come back. And it's beautiful. And then through that persistence of work and we constantly come back on top, YouTube learns us again. And we're back. Back to the way it was. But it always feels like a refresher. So, I feel as though that vacation is necessary. Just be able to sit still and chill. But I suppose the main reason that I wanted to make this video, well, not video, this stream, is I feel bad. I feel like I've wasted a lot of time persisting on action against what I've presumed is rudeness for a while, when ultimately I think that's what pushed people away. I'm only just learning that, even though it has been expressed to me so much. I'm a kinesthetic learner. I have to learn by feeling it. I don't like to put myself in that position. That's not what I'm saying, but like, I want to sort of learn my own way, I guess. And I'd like to think that I'd learn just by hearing, but I unfortunately learned the hard way. And I think for all of those who have had enough of, you know, the shit, I guess, I have nothing but apologies. But they're just words, really. Sorry is a word, and I've learnt that for so long. I have many a personal gripe in my life where there's some people who've said sorry way too many times and the same stuff still happens. Likewise, myself. I'm sweating, Zachary. I'm sweating. It's so fucking hot here. It's insane. No, I'm not crying. You're crying. You're crying. Why don't you get a job? I'm kidding. Everyone is learning on their own pace. Most important thing is that you do learn it at some point. I really appreciate just being able to chill like this, because I don't think we've done that before. I think it's been really nice just to kind of not be overly excessive, consistently going crazy. I mean, that is me. That is the old me, but I don't ever get to, like, chill and really take my mind into a place where I can think before I speak. A lot of my videos insist on me being, hey, I'm speaking like this and doing that, and I'm saying words, and those words might not like it. You might not like it. Shoot me. And, well, that's fine. That's obviously to, you know, to entertain. That's everybody. We all love to entertain. So it's nice to kind of be like this. Think before you speak. Take life in. Holy shit, Medic Grim with a $25. Shit. If you need a break, please take it. Shut off social media, focus on your friends, and enjoy a nice meal on me. Ah, man, I appreciate it, dude. Lots of love. Seriously, lots of love. And that's what I'll do. That's what I'll do. I'm taking this. I can't do it now. The break's not here yet. I've got a lot of prep work to do. And while I haven't got any videos today, that's exactly why I took this opportunity to, you know, sit and chill like we haven't done before. We don't usually get this chance to touch base with our audience. So, yeah, it's been chill. I love you too, Creepy. I love you too, babe. Are you friends with Oreo and CG5? Yeah? Yeah, I believe so. I don't have any begrudgings to think of. Yeah, I'd say we're friends. But I think, this time, I think it's time that I started really embracing the good parts. And the reason why I make this video is not for my own revelation. It's to hope that maybe by seeing me in this position, that you guys could too. Because everybody can. Everybody has the power to believe in themselves. Smile. Learn your limits, have fun. Learn your restraints. Prioritize your circles. Don't go too far away. Always trust in your friends. As much as there might be a bias there, they're doing it within the best interests of you. That really is something special. And that's why we built our server too. We understand that this point is not mute. But we also understand that this won't resonate with everyone. Not everybody has a close friend. And that's sad to hear. So we want to make the server a place where people can develop it. And I guess there's that feeling where I get to finally see it. I get to see people make friends. I don't know. That makes me feel really good. Makes me feel really, really happy. There's a lot of hope going down the drain in life, where a lot of places are losing it. And I wanna find places that have it. You look like A-Bit right. He's handsomer than I am. I'm just saying. He's a very handsome devil. It's the fringe, isn't it? That's probably because I haven't showered properly. Again, I need to get a bath soon, but I'll do that soon. That's because you're a good person. One of the main reasons we adore you to pieces. Well, I like you. I like this. But I know where my priorities stand. I know where my friends are. My close friends. People who know me. And I know you know me, but you don't know. There's like a different parallel. There's a lot that I leave out because not a lot of you need to know that. And that is the transparency. And this started becoming a thing more when I finally got to realize what criticism was. And when I wrote As the Lights Go Out, that was when I started to try and bring that message to light. That we're all very different than what we actually look like in entertainment format. I was in a bad place, but there was no way that I was going to blame that on anybody else. It was an interpretation. It was making sure people knew that the favorite people that they love have their limits too. So it was nice to be able to see the other side in a way and hold empathy to your favorite creator. Every creator out there has some form of deep, dark web, but a lot of the time they get to show their real good colors just by working. And that's what I want to do. I want to work. Really do. And that's the thing. As soon as the lights came out, I got heavily invested in showing people what I'm going through, because I guess from there I saw a lot of empathy. And so from that I thought there was some sort of rise from, you know, being able to show people the true colors of a creator. But what that can do is heavily drain the chemistry to a point where it's no longer someone they look up to, it's somebody they sort of feel sorry for. And that's not their job. And that was done through a very unintentional basis. My basis was translation and transparency. In a way that a lot of creators wouldn't normally. I tried to be different. I tried to be like, I see a lot of audience members complaining about their favorite creators not talking to them or not being able to speak out, etc. And hell, YouTube, they're not transparent with their audience. They're always like this, blah, blah, blah. And so, like a lot of people, I guess, I fell into the trap of trying to be different and trying to do different. Be like, hey, I'll listen to you. I'll listen to you. I'll do this. And I'll make sure that, you know, we have a place and all that. I took that too far. Overshared. I overshared, I think. Because a lot of you guys just came to watch the content and have fun with it. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because the flip side is I get to help someone else. Fucking hell. Sorry. Help each other out. You know? But yeah. I genuinely just feel fresh. Feel good. That I could get this off my chest. And I think it was wise to own up for... Thanks, guys. I think it's wise for me to be able to, own up for where I've gone wrong and work towards a better. And I wanted to show examples of where that can get lost. Where all this miscommunication can go crazy. Jesus Christ, thanks, Master. Thanks, Master Zuka. Yeah. I just feel like we can get somewhere just by talking about this stuff. The world... That's the bless you. The world has the free right to be able to communicate. The world has a free right to... how do you put it? Perceive, the interpret, and all that. Because of that, that's why text will never really be clear. So you normally, a lot of my friends have noticed this too. A lot of my friends know this. Whenever I'm out, like on a regular sunny day, or just generally out with my friends, there's a lot of laughter. There's a lot of fun. There's a lot of deep talk. And there's a lot of ground that's made just by being present. That, while we've technologically evolved, while we've advanced with convenience, there's nothing that will ever replace in real life. Apart from, let's say, video and audio. That's the closest thing you're going to get to like a in real life interpretation. But even then, there's delay to think about. Like between sending the audio, receiving the audio. There's always a little delay. Unless everybody's got Google Fiber, then it's fucking rich. But some people don't have that luxury. The economy's expensive. So there's always that to think about. There's always also microphone quality. So like, if you don't have decent enough microphone, but you've got a powerful noise gate, it sometimes might dim out your voice. It might do something to stop the text from coming through, or the voice from coming through, I guess. So then it stops. So yeah, there never ever will be a better point than in real life. So that's why I cherish every in real life experience I have, which is exactly why I wanted to go forward and do that little idea that I stressed a bit earlier ago. Coffee cup media. The idea of a coffee cup, or coffee, it's usually a morning thing, and it's usually something where people get to sit down and talk with somebody. It's usually like a coffee date, dinner date, however you want to put it. Start your day. This whole resemblance here was exactly what I was thinking of. I had an idea of, because again, the DAGames videos, you obviously, most of the time, apart from the Dex video, which is probably where you've seen me at my most content, my most comfortable moment, was spending it with Dex recording. A lot of my finer moments, my happier moments, are done recording with my friends. I'm always surrounded by other chemistry, and it's beautiful. Being able to talk like this, I could sit here for now going on 2 hours with a little bit of a delay. For 2 whole hours, I'm still in this room all by myself. So this won't impact insanely. But I hope that through talking like this, it's become some sort of discussion. We've been able to do so much. That's beautiful. But nothing will ever replace the true value of friends and people with good chemistry working with each other. Being able to do all this cool stuff. Coffee Cup Media was the idea that I had, where it would be an encompass of local friends sitting, talking, being interviewed, promoting their work, I guess, but also having a really deep conversation and getting lost in video games or music. Hell, I mean, there's albums that can be reviewed. There's news stories that can be talked about. There's in-time conversation based on how a creator feels during something like an apocalypse or a new basis. Hell, recording it with family as well. It's like, as Joe says, we got to record some shit next time we're both in the same part of the world. Hell yeah. That would be fucking nice. That'd be so cool. You know, and that's like the one thing that I'm super passionate about right now is time with friends. There is not a single day that goes by where I'm constantly seeking comfort with people. Doesn't matter how shit my day's been. Doesn't matter what's gone on in my day. But my friends are always there. And they light up the world so much. Way more than just doing a video on the side. All alone. And I definitely love the people who... Because this isn't to say that recording alone is bad. Of course not. Some people who are just really, really good at entertaining, who are really good at separating that lonely value with knowing that it is just a video. It is just a stream. And I do have that. Just saying, like, there's always better. And I always find it so refreshing, I guess, and so fun to record with others. But I know that gaming is a very limited system right now. DAGames is limited. Yeah, Joe, that's exactly what's helped me. Finally realizing friends are super important. And I've got the right ones. If I could name so many, like freaking recently Dex. He's just released a game, and you know, I've been a part of his projects for a while, and he's been a part of mine. We're so close, like nearby. We've had so many parties. We've had so many drunken moments playing video games, just having lots of fun. Jeez, fucking really chill dude. Love it when I'm with him. He's amazing. My musician friends in England, like Dan Bull. He's a really down-to-earth guy. Very down-to-earth. Super chill. Very aware. Very smart. Very wise, too. That's brilliant. The lads. Like, no fucking joke. You know, there's the Ryans, there's Raz, there's Lewis. You know, they're people who understand, don't cut corners, get straight to the point, no disrespect, all in the aid of help, and just laugh. Live, laugh. Life. It's that life that feels really fucking special. It's incredible. And that's stuff that keeps me grounded. There's my American friends. Especially the members, for Christ's sake. If I don't... words shouldn't have to say it. They're amazing too. Chris has been the best friend of mine throughout this entire lifetime. Longest as well. He's been an insanely great manager for the channel. He's the very reason why you're getting albums. He created those ideas. Keyframe with her amazing insight. Her amazing artistic skills. It's incredible. Oblivion and Maid and Sean, all insanely talented in their realms. SFX, video effects, animation, editing, typography, just everything that they have in their helm has been crafted and super brilliant, and they're just funny people, very wise, and they get taken for granted a lot. All our surrounding friends in those servers, they all hold a special place, very, very, very special place in our hearts. So they help a lot. The fan server. We've met so many bright minds. We don't know them fully. They're not amazingly close, but we know them. We feel them. And they're great to just hang with. It separates that whole boundary of fandoms. It just becomes great. Which light is off center? Because my whole camera was in center based on the parameters that are going against each other. But I can't bother to fix it right now. I'll form some symmetry later. Friends first. Then all my musician friends, my voice actor friends. Jesus Christ, there's so much. Like, there's... Recently, I've gotten closer with Creepy, who you've seen in the chat a few times. He's a wonderful human being that even through a lot of dark times can show a lot of positivity can be made from somebody with a struggle. And those surrounding friends. Like... all musicians, Charlie, Oreo, Swiblet, Victor McKnight, Musiclide, Tombstone, Tryhard Ninja, Kyle. I wish I talked more. I really wish I talked more. And I am. Because they're super wise people too. Squiggly Dig. Insanely inspiring. What a treasure. Like, practically a whole trove of people who are just incredible. And they're doing all of this amazing stuff for you guys just by performing. Why do I have to be different? No more. I feel like this is what we do. We create. We do things that are happy with us. I think that's more important than anything. And that's just my friends. That's just my friends, you know? My family is even more important than I could imagine. You know, from my brothers who obviously know me and have been through this all my life from a very young age. They've kept me the most grounded. There is literally a no shits given boundary where we genuinely get to speak our minds. They're some of the funniest, real, out there people too. I think they're the kind that give me the inspiration to sort of be out there and not give a shit and just have fun. Because they can too. That gives me a lot of hope. Like, Joe's had some pretty rough times, but holy fuck, is he pulled through. And that's inspiring even in and of itself. He's been there for all the family. Ever since Dad passed away, he's just been so out there. He's literally the embodiment with a bit more rough and tough to it. Tom's an insanely caring and intelligent person. Very intelligent person who's got prospects. It's amazing to see that he's accumulating all of this and still living the free life, the chill life. It's stressful. Sure, there's a lot of stress, but you get that. I appreciate that, Joe. I really do. I really do. And we'll do that eventually. I think the next time I see you, I'm gonna like actually bring some shit so we can do stuff. That'd be awesome. And if I ever am in a rut, it's where that priority circle exists. So yeah, and then my mom. Oh my god, my mom. Strongest human being I could have ever described. Holy fuck, has she helped so much with all of our problems. It's strange how unhuman it is. I owe all of my thanks to her as well. Jesus fuck, she's so strong. I can't wait to see her again. My daughter. Do I need to say anything? She's an absolute angel. This year she'll be 9. She's 8 right now. She's learning how to play games like Minecraft and FNAF and Bendy and... Holy Jesus. She's so smart. And that's thanks to a lot of family being around her. Through some trialing and tribulated times. Holy Jesus, she's a ray of sunshine. And I can't wait to see her too. Oh, you played Minecraft with her the other day. How is she? She's still a troll. She's still hurting her friends. I suck at Minecraft. I suck. I had to take down that video. I was embarrassed. But yeah. And all of that after my dad passed away a long while ago. We've held each other strong. We've learnt a lot from him, and that plays into today. It can be fun, yeah. It is honestly one of those games that is enjoyed better with friends. And that's where I come from. That's where I come from, this whole friend thing. That is what I crave. That's what you should crave. Fun times with fun people. You can't do this alone. Don't do it alone. We all have to learn where the boundary is. We all have to know where moderation is. We all have to know when to stop caring about what other people think outside of who you know and focus on you as a whole. What are you happy with? Can you do it? If you can't do it, what can you do to do it? Always ask that question. If you're really passionate about something, what can you do to do the thing that you want to do? As long as it's not hurting anybody, I mean, that's cool. That's cool in my eyes. Yeah, so many of my friends and family have been telling me this for years. I've always gone against it under the pretense that I'm sure there was a fight somewhere. There was always something that I could do. I'm willing to admit defeat on that. As long as I know that I now can confide in my self-happiness and my own well-being. Who gives a fuck what anybody else thinks? You have fun. And get out there and do some awesome shit, okay? Just do it. Smile. It's amazing what just a smile can do to change your entire attitude. Even if you have to wear it on your sleeve. Wear your heart on your sleeve and fucking go with what you believe is right. There's a logic behind it. You know, you've got to be logical sometimes about you. So don't let your heart get too in the way of things. But have fun. Make mistakes. Be allowed to do it. You'll be called out for it. By somebody. But we learn from it. That's how we as human beings learn. And that is the stigma of what social media is right now. It's a group of people who are all misfits. We're all misfits of our own demise. We always look awful on the surface. And it takes, like, separating from that. We're all fucked up. But it doesn't mean we want to embrace it. We want to get better. So we'll do that. Providing that we put a lot of effort into that. Just takes how we convey things. And the truth be told, I don't think there is a way for us to be able to fully express through text. So my plan is just to make videos. To do the music. That's how I want my voice to be expressed. My real life problems and my real interests, saved with the close ones that I have. All of this whole stream has been the entire basis of chill. I used all of this because here's the thing. We can't just say chill and you chill instantly. You know, there's a lot of work behind it. And so many people have questions. How do you do that? And so by expressing the stream as an example of how we look and how, obviously by doing the things that they said, well, what about this way? By doing it, opening up the book, opening up the chapters, realizing where it won't work if it's done that way. You know, we do all of that and it helps you understand me. Hopefully in that same term, I also get to understand you too. Try and be better than the man you were yesterday. Won't always work out like that, but if you never stop trying, then you'll never stop getting better over time. Well said. And I've heard that with my friends. And you consistently have said it. So I get it. That's why, at least recently, these past few days, I've been exploring that. So this isn't me complaining. This isn't me making excuses this time. This isn't me ignoring everything that's been said. Quite legitimately, I've listened and spent those past few days putting in what they've told me. I've never felt more free and independent. And I never did that before. I used to think, no, there's got to be a different way. There's that Yorkshire pride that gets in the way. There's a lot of pride that I have in being right, because I'm never usually right. But that's what used to infatuate me. There's no right or wrong. It shouldn't have to be about right. Shouldn't even be about wrong. So yeah. Totally, I remember Joe. Yeah. I was there. I know this. It's fucking. We all went through that as a very close family. We all went through that. It's just amazing to see how much strength has been put through this. Stood strong through it. Holy Jesus. I don't smile often, guys. But I managed to dig myself out of it somehow, and now I'm sorting my shit out. Hardest part is starting. Once you start getting better, you're already halfway there. I suppose another thing you could look at is look at the things that you're looking forward to. What's happening in the future that you look forward to. If there isn't anything there, make a plan. So, for me, what I'm looking forward to is getting Goliath's Throne album out there. Finally finishing the album and getting it out. I looked forward to the Flappertron release of Dex's game. Looked very much forward to that. It's an amazing experience. I'm looking forward to America again. So I'm happy to get there. I'm very happy with the way that I'm constructing my videos. Very happy. And excited for that. The next time I get to see my friends, the next time I get to see my family. And for those who live with their family, I guess looking forward to waking up to them again is always another thing, Cherish what you have, I guess, is another thing. Nothing's perfect, so we're always working to make it better. And I threw that off for the longest time. For that, I'm sorry. I completely went away from that whole interior motive and just tried to find another way. In the hope that there'd be something better. There's already better. We're just not looking at it right. And we all are. This life is running and it's spinning. I tried to go against it, but don't need to. I'm happy. And just understanding where there is visceral. Spending your time on people that don't matter to you. The people who threaten you with things. Who threaten you with violence. Who threaten you with vicious intent. They don't matter. Don't fight against them. They don't matter. If they truly mattered, they'd still be in your life. They'll go. Goal is to be fucking massive and strong enough to compete in strongman. I train every day to do that. I'm changing my job in the army because my current one sucks and it does nothing for me. I'm only just beginning, but the fact that I know I'm working towards those things gives me a life purpose. I'm glad you're finding purpose. Gotta put a stamp somewhere. We all want a stamp somewhere. Nothing else matters, just the people I love and working towards my goals. Anyone who stands in the way of those goals can fuck off out of the way or be destroyed. Exactly. So those people who threaten you, threaten your very means of life, they're not important people. I think that has been common knowledge for a lot of others, and that's where I got lost. Underneath the vice that I don't know their life, so how am I to assume a lot? There's no way. Nobody's an oracle. Nobody can do that. So there's people out there who... There was just one recently that got hidden. It was like, please stop swearing or I won't subscribe to you. they don't really. It's not as if I'm trying to be like harsh here. Again, this is just chill, but this plays into being happy with yourself. You know, don't change for others, I suppose. Just, you know, they'd be happy with you without even having to change. It's like getting into a relationship. You shouldn't have to change anything to be happy in it. It should just be, you know? So, I'm not going to give up my swearing. That's a part of who I am. I have learned to moderate, and use other fluent language. But I'm not infatuated with the idea that, oh, I have to do what they want all the time. And there's that vagueness. There's a very big vagueness behind it. There's a lot of vagueness. It's the idea that if I don't suddenly do what people want, then they'll leave. But if I really had to put it down to things, there's a moderative background, especially when a community is supposed to work together with a creator. Which is where I've learned to moderate with the swearing. Actually, interestingly enough, I've sworn a lot on my channel, and not a single video has been limited. People keep saying demonetized, but it's actually limited. It's the word. Words are very... Demonetized means no money at all, but limited means you still get it, but not as much. But yeah, I get that. My guy, literally last year I was in the worst condition of my damn life due to my accident, and you know what? I'm still living my best life. So you do you, baby. We gotta keep swinging, cause we gotta win in life. Exactly. Exactly, and that's the kind of shit that I like to see. People who don't like swearing are fucking idiots. Yeah. And let's finally put another thing in. There's a lot of people who, because of the connection that I've had very closely to a community, that's paved way for other people to sort of feel like they're being hated sometimes when they get approached with criticism. And that was never my intent, but this is another reason why I have to... These are all big reasons that fall into the one. You've already had enough, but there's just the one more. You should be allowed to be yourself, of course. So, when people say, do you hate me? Now, I mean, in my head, I don't hate anyone. It's just you know, we all make... Holy shit, pagan beer with a 200 bits. Jesus, dude. Thanks, man. That's awesome. Yeah, what the fuck, cheer. It's nice. That was very nice of you. Yeah. So, let's think. I don't hate anybody. I just don't. That's just not who I am. I can't hate. Well, I suppose I can hate entities. I can hate, the tax man. I can hate him. I can hate terrorists. I only hate two people. You know exactly who one of them is. Yeah. Yes, I do. I sure do. Oh, God. Yeah. I can't hate. That's just not me. I can't hate. So, when it comes to me putting down, let's say, the theoretical hammer, there's no hammer. Simply, it's usually a case of me, you know, relaxing, chilling, calming down. Just being like, you did this. I guess just work better. Just do better, I guess. And then after enough time, you can get annoyed sometimes. But, no, definitely don't hate, and I'm definitely not mad. No, definitely not. I've held grudges with people, and they've all gone. The grudges have all gone from everyone that I know. Because after a while, you sit back and you sort of realize there's another side to the coin always. There's always another reason for them to feel just as upset. So when I obviously get to that point, I really have to reflect and sort of be like, no, they've got their own life. There's obviously something going on in their life. Who am I to pry? Just gotta live and make us happy. And I hope that they've done the same. I really, really do. Hell, if I ever got a chance to communicate with them again, I would in a heartbeat. My problem is approaching, so... because I don't know whether I've offended them that much, and they just want to forget about me, and that's okay. That's fine. But I'm not gonna sit around when I've got my own life to fill. I'm not gonna sit around and fester on it. There's a wish. And that wish is anybody who I've ever fallen out with, anybody who I've ever had a slight problem with, or a big one, I've lost it now. There's no more. And it wasn't held for long at all. Because I'm surrounded by so many friends that can tell me where I went wrong, where I fucked up. I wouldn't have gotten this far without them. I wouldn't have gotten so far without my friends and family, and that's the only place that you can ever get the true advice from. Chris War Fan says, please stop with this sadness. Who said this was sadness? Just from my end, I'm just wondering what... There's nothing sad about it. If anything, this is... what I'm trying to convey, at least, is a chill, relaxed sort of feel. I just like to convey that there's another side. Wholesome as fuck. Exactly, yeah. There's a wholesomeness to it. I see the rabbit with the £5. I'm happy that my listeners in music listen to you too, because you appear on my profile now. Ah, nice. That's awesome. That's really awesome. So the people out there who, you know, they obviously don't have empathy towards a situation like this. Well, they're not exactly the pinnacle of your life either, and that's the way to get over a negative process. Is they mean absolutely nothing to you if they have absolutely no sense of empathy or showing any, or, you know, someone who wants to just put you down, and, you know, and they come in all sorts of things, you know, from times like this when we're all just chilling and communicating, and there's somebody there just like, I'm so bored. It's like, well, at the end of the day, we could respond to it. But at the same token, we're forgetting that they're not important. You know, the people who are important to you are the people who have time to listen and care. So put that in. Do everybody do that. You know, you've got your close groups. Stick with them. Find a way to communicate with them. That's the best way to do it. And don't listen to hacks. You know? I guess is the way to put it. And I think personally that's exactly what... because a lot of people get pushed away by that then. So that's where the understanding comes from. You know, you want to keep a community, but not everybody's the same. So it's really hard to press on the ideas. You can't fix them. And they can't fix you. That's just an audience perspective. And there's people who are literally out there to just, you know, be dicks. But there's always an origin. There's always an origin with these people. You know. And that's one thing that you have to take into account. When there's someone with a visceral mindset. Now, I wouldn't go out of your way to explore what their origin is. You again have your own life to fulfill. Fill your life with as much wholesomeness as you can and happiness and good times. And when you make mistakes, surround yourself with the people who are willing to let you know of it. But I would also take into account, with every thing that happens, to do with, somebody being a little visceral, you don't have to give them ammunition. You don't have to spend hours and hours and hours divulging their life, figuring out what their life is. Because I think if everybody realizes it at the end of the day, when you get that far, there's not really much of a payoff, and you're left feeling stressed and anxious so much. So instead, ignore it. No, because you could just say ignore it, but it's much easier to do that knowing that there's facts behind it and examples and all that. And that's what I aim to do, is show examples so that you can follow this and you can do the stuff that you do. You know? I think it's nice to be able to understand people, but at that same token, I think you also have to realize you've got your own life to live, so do that first. See a lot of people always being like, oh, I got this fucking crazy weirdo hating on me. You don't need to fester on him. You don't, because they really, really don't matter. The people who do matter are in your best interest always. And so there's that overarching thing on Twitter where people are always like, oh, your followers are just sheep. They're just follow. Well, they have their beliefs. They're allowed to love someone, you know? Just because you think that the creator is wrong doesn't give you the right to tell others how to appreciate somebody else's work, I guess. And just by hearing that, and just by even expressing it, has given a bit more ammunition, which would then rise them. Which is why a lot of people need to stay silent, because it avoids that whole thing, and also diffuses them completely if you're silent, because they're wanting a rise, but you don't give them it, they won't rise. And they'll just carry on as they are, eventually getting better, I guess, I hope. Or getting worse, but that's for fate to decide, and that's not up to you. Smoke drugs and fuck bitches. That's the way life goes, I guess. That's what the aim of this stream is. It's been a long one, but I really do think that, yeah. I don't remember subscribing to you, but you are a treat. That's not meant to be rude, really. You've caught my interest. No, I get that. I've heard the phrase before. It's brilliant. Yeah, I don't. I don't care about, like, I did used to, because I mean that really does play into my life at the moment. But not too much now. Like, I went back to my origins and figured out what makes me happy. It's just to upload. I don't really care about the outcome. I usually just put it up because it's what people subbed for, the content that I made, and it's better that I did it my way, being happy, than trying to conform. That's why, you see people who upload FNAF content all the time, but a lot of people forget that these creators love the game. They're doing what they love, and as long as they love doing what they're doing, who the hell cares? It's generally the stigma of, oh, our society is praising garbage. That's, again, very, very, very subjective. I'll use an example. Lion King. And the Disney Aladdin remake, and Sonic the Hedgehog, and actually Aladdin probably more so now. So the internet, as a whole, have like a huge disdain for the film. And I remember that a lot of people are like, well, if we don't give it shit, then it will always be praised. Your opinion is not going to change anybody, sadly, because you're forgetting you're not the only audience. The Disney films are vastly loved by families. Like, families, young children who don't know about the internet, people outside the internet. There's a lot of interest there. So, yes, they will be glorified by those people. Can't change that. You can't change somebody's mind. Why would you want to? So at the end of the day, let them enjoy Aladdin. Let them enjoy Sonic. Let them enjoy all these things. And if you are already, sweet. That's awesome. But there's a difference between allowing somebody to enjoy it and projecting your rage onto them to express an opinion to throw them off. It's like a manipulative process. While unintentional, it comes across that way. So let people like what they like. That's one thing I learned back in 2016. God, I used to be really infested with ideas of ego. That's kind of the reason why I stopped having that recently. Is been really just focusing on not myself. And I just hate the idea that people can't like what they like nowadays. And people are they are absolutely allowed to criticize a movie, let's say. Totally, they're allowed. But there's a difference then between criticizing a movie and projecting your whole entire opinion onto somebody else. And I think that gets lost so deeply within text unintentionally, and that is further evidence to go back into the texting, which is further evidence to execute that you should try your best to have your own opinion and have your own life. Because if you even think about the text first, you're setting yourself up for danger. And I don't want any of you having to feel like you're in danger. I want you to feel like you have your own opinion and you're allowed to express it without any disdain. That's why I think political views and news and stuff, their community can be pretty horrible. Because they're supposed to work together, but there's such a divide that they've all started hating among each other, and that's played into now. And I think if they were able to maturely discuss that better, maybe, but I don't even know what they're fighting for. I don't pay interest to that shit. I just play video games and make music. That's my job. That's my passion. So I'm just like, whatever. Yeah, exactly. Chase, that's exactly it. Yeah, is known for making family movies. We're on the internet, and it's a strange place. It has become a strange place, hasn't it? Weird. You know, one minute you're looking at cat videos, next minute you're watching a cat get castrated. I mean, it's a weird part of the world, isn't it? We recently had a Twitch ordeal, and that's still going crazy. But that's just it. Like, the weird part that I've noticed is once we enter the internet, it's a whole new world. Excuse the Aladdin pun. It's a whole new universe, and yet we expect the world of the internet to be run like the real world, which it never will. It never will. So you see toxicity in the internet, in which you probably won't see it if you walked outside and went to the fields, went to a park or something, swung on a swing and watched everybody else play and have fun. As creepy as that would be if you had a fucking trench coat and a newspaper on a swing, just don't do that. But overall, just knowing how vastly different the world is, and if we had to invest our mind onto what the internet is like, we will never survive. So that's why it's so good to make sure that you are with your close friends and family first. So all of these examples, everything we've ever talked about in the 2 hours and 45 minutes that we've been streaming,
has all amounted to the one point that has been stressed. Chill. It may have all seemed like tangible nonsense, but it does actually play into all the reasons. It eventually comes around in full circle if you believe it enough. It goes crazy. So it's funny. A lot of people, a lot of people are like, "Are you getting anywhere with this? You go off in different tangents. Are you getting anywhere with this?" It's necessary. Trust me. It really is necessary, because these are all. Because I know my audience. If I do know my audience well enough, everybody needs explaining in a very individual way that suits them, if they want a point to be conveyed across, which is why it's wise for a creator to often repeat themselves with different examples to hopefully get to their side. It's not an aid to get everybody on their side, but as long as I'm conveying enough evidence and enough proof, then somebody will resonate with it, and it will help them so much. And that's why I do all these examples. It isn't to big myself up. It isn't to defend my corner. It really is because I know a lot of people need explaining in many different ways, and I care to express it, I guess is the word. So where do we go from here? Where do we go? Everything that we've talked about, I guess, would just be happy with our lives. Be happy with what we've got. Cherish what we have. Nobody else on the outside should matter to you. If you look up to somebody, that's awesome. Share your love. Share your love. Be allowed to share love. You know, be allowed to do that. In the same right, we have to express that we are allowed to express hate, but if we're going to take into account the things that we really need to keep close to us, is if there is hate to be expressed, it'll be drowned out just by ignoring it anyway. So as much as they're allowed to say it, nobody has to listen. There's also a free right in that too. So, just, you know, all it is. That's all it is. And we all have our own personal struggles. We all do. No problem, Bad Drummer. I'm you know, really happy to just talk with you guys and just to express how I feel, and not on a huge overexpression, but spending at least this long to show, because I think at the end of the day, a lot of people are like, well, what are you going to do, Will? What are we going to see different? And what I aim to do is focus on being happy first. Me being happy first. Then I focus on the content that I want to make. Then put my heart and focus in the people who actually matter. There are people who are out there to hurt you. Ignore them. I released Cold Man for that very reason. I really don't give a fuck. I'm happy being myself, and hopefully through this and all the examples here, you can keep coming back to this. You can keep coming back to this video, or you can not just listen to me. You know, there's plenty of psychological YouTube channels out there. There's plenty of therapists in the real world that could probably tell you this. Is just be happy with yourself. Starts from you. It's always so confusing, isn't it? It's like, well, how do you start from you? Everybody needs a how and a why and a where, which is why I hope this stream has clarified the hows, the whys, and wheres. Because I know that's easily lost. I know a lot of people don't have time to express the hows, the wheres, and the whys, and the meanings, you know? It's hard. You know, sometimes we don't even feel the need to. You know, just figure it out yourself. But, I don't know. If there's one thing that I know I could do is this. Show passions wherever needed. And just have fun. Touch base with y'all. I've had my coffee, like I had it a while ago. But, yeah. It's just felt nice. And we could get this. We could finally come to an understanding on what truly matters. That's gonna get me away from my sadnesses so much. Just believe in yourself. Because if you can't believe in yourself, who can? Start with you first. And then others will love you. Fuck what the world thinks, if they have any disdain. Your actions are your lessons. It's not up to somebody's opinion to tell you where you're going wrong all the time. Your actions will speak for it. As they have done in my recent years of fighting back. When I used to fight back, that sent a lot of people away. So what have I learned? I've learned to just not. Where am I going to put my love then? My family, my friends. What are you going to do about your videos? They're not going to get as many views. I can't control that. Why should I feel sorry about something that I can't control? What I can control is my happiness. So I'll do that. I'll control my happiness. I'll put my life on the line. For me. I love myself. I don't care what you think about that. I love myself. And you should love yourself too. Because you are so capable of making mistakes. Just as much as you are successes. You're just as capable of learning from them too. So, yeah. Legit. You are the best in your own world. Keep it up. And I will too. I'm going to do the exact same now, actually. I'm going to get going. I'm going to use this energy to relax. Take my mind off of things. Have fun. Maybe focus on this a bit. You know? This thing here. I might give it a try. Start talking to people about it. Maybe spark something. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But it was an extra day in the life of just figuring out new ideas. Better doing that than wallowing in your sorrows. Have fun. Smile. It's very, 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 very important. Very important. That's what this community I've tried to promote. I've tried to strike positivity. But what's happened, sadly, is I got carried away. I got carried away with it and forgot about myself. I got carried away with it and I ended up pushing people away. This is my apology. But this is my way of showing that we can go forward. I'm not going to sit and cry about it. You shouldn't either. Just love you for you. Nothing else matters. This world will go into a volcanic ash years from now. Eons. If we're going to go into a ball of flames, we might as well go majestically, right? Go out with a smile. That's exactly how I want to picture life. So just be happy, okay? I'm going to get going and I'm going to do the same. Seriously, it's been great. It's been great to be able to kind of sit back, talk with you guys. I know it's been fairly sporadic. Yeah, you're all fantastic. You really are. And yeah. Thanks very much for this. Allowing me to give some time out of my day to talk about this, chill with you, express everything that I needed to, talk about. Could have gone further. could have not. I'm just really happy that we can get on a common ground like that. Without explaining anything like this, I mean, it doesn't open us up very much to a pacifist route. We need to be very pacifist in this life. So I'm very happy to have been able to do that. Anyway, gonna get going, guys. If you like what you saw, I don't have any social media to promote because I'm not going there. I'm just gonna keep making videos. Share with friends or family, maybe your dog if you want to. I'm Will at DAGames, and I'm telling you, go fucking live your life. Do some good. Hug your mother. Tell them I love you. And if you don't have a mother, have a father. And if not, buy a bear. I don't care. Just get out of here, you. Have fun. See you guys very soon. Peace out. Bye, everybody. Thanks, moderators, for stepping in. Thanks, Creepy. Thanks, Creepy Elliot. Thanks, Dex, for coming in at a point. Thanks, Joe, for stopping by as well. Thanks, guys. Seriously. You're awesome.